Hello everyone, it's been a while since our last video, but today's video I want to start with something simple and which might be useful for beginners. It's gonna be simple website. It's quite difficult to say website, but it's gonna be just one screen with tricky navigation, I would say, for some of you, but I think it might be helpful. So enjoy the video and see you in the second. Let's see what we need to do today. So it's gonna be this page, the name of website Snap. They're not difficult drop down, but the most difficult become when we have like a mobile version of it, because it needs to be in different ways done. So here it's available on over. Fact, once mouse over it to do. But on mobile, the difficulties when you click actually on menu item, it becomes visible. So that's a bit tricky point, I would say, but we're gonna deal with it at some point. So I already have a folder here with some pictures and icons and images for our page. So let's start from creating index.html. It's our entry point. Also, we're gonna use it's gonna be visible. I would say it would be better like that probably. Later on, we're gonna hide it. So we start in the new title. We're gonna write our channel name. It appears here is the name. Also, what we're gonna need? We're gonna need, actually, I'm gonna create a folder. That's why we need, I'm gonna create styles.scss. I'm gonna use scss, but you might use preprocessors that you prefer. It could be less Sass or just pure CSS, doesn't matter. Here in Visual Studio Code we have like live server. Here at the bottom you can click it and page should appears here, but for me it opens in another tab. Here it is, our port. Let's check that it's working. Yeah, it's working fine. And for CSS I installed Sass plugin. So here you can find all extensions that you need. And on the left side, you will see Live Sass compiler. You just click in here and it's gonna start watching the SCSS files that you have in your app. And as you can see, it's already doing something. So here our generated styles file. Let's verify that it's working. Let's do something simple. Or we want to use box size in border box just to count. Okay, yeah, it appears here. This we can hide. We don't need it anymore. And this is working. So let's see that our style gonna be here. Let's check, and to connect our styles to the page, we need to define here style tag, not style, sorry. We need to have a link, and as href, we need to point to our style CSS. Yep, and it's working fine, I would say. So, what are gonna be our next steps? The next step, we're gonna start building from the header. So first of all, we need to define some structure for our page. what we're gonna create? We're gonna create in body our div class, and let's go class page, because I assume we're gonna need to add some paddings, at least minimal. Also for our body, we need to assign several classes. So let's do background as something like that. By default, we have some margin, I assume, for our body. As you can see here, we have margin around 8 pixels. Let's reset it. Gonna put margin is 0. Then to remove horizontal scroll, which we might have, we're gonna use overflow x data to not have horizontal scroll here. Also, let's add position relative to later on position our absolute element based on the body position. For the font, I already have prepared import. I'm gonna use epilogue font with font weight 500 and 700. So let's assign it here. Text, just to see that our text changed. So here we would need to define font weight. By default, it's gonna be 500. Then base font size gonna be 18 pixels. Length height we define as 1, and it's gonna be also 18 pixels. And as font, we're using epilogue here. Sans serif, like that. And as you can see, it's already applied and in place. So that's good. And we can move on. Also, I have predefined 2 colors that we're gonna use later on. It's primary and secondary. They quite similar, but in a bit different way. So let's assign it here, and it's gonna be primary color for us. Also, because we're gonna have here elements which is visible and hidden, depends on is it mobile resolution or desktop. I want to add at the beginning few classes. One of them is gonna be mobile, because we don't have like Grid or Tailwind or Bootstrap, any system like that. I think it would be useful to define our classes. So this is gonna be like that. Also, let's move to our navigation and general header stuff, and later on we're gonna adjust our styles. Sorry for my voice, I feel a bit like sickness, but this is gonna be fine. So we need to add here header for top bar that we're gonna need. Also, our logo we need to put into a tag, because if you're gonna deploy it, once you click on A on your image at the top, you need to reload the page or open the initial page. That's why usually we put logo image inside the A tag. And here we're gonna need image. By default, we have images here, and it's gonna be logo SVG. Bam, it appears magic, I would say. So what next item we need here? It's gonna be our navigation here. Also keep in mind that we have our login and register here, and at the end they should be a sidebar. So we need to wrap them in one tag. For these, we're gonna use what we can use here. We're gonna use leave. Let's call it as mobile. Let me double check something, that my recording still on, because I'm a bit scared after a long break, I would say. So we call it mobile sidebar, and inside of it we're gonna put our navigation. So basically it's gonna be nav that we need. Inside nav we're gonna use rel plus. So here we have like structure like this. Each item is list item, but this we're also gonna put as list, so ul, and each item gonna present li tag, inside of it a with image and text. So it's a bit nasty structure. I'm not sure that I like it, but I don't want to use something else. It seems straightforward that it should be list. So here we're gonna have li. Let's add also a class that it has drop-down menu. Inside of it we're gonna put a, because it on practice it should be link, right? Oh, and we need here some text. So it's gonna be our first one, features. And we need image to have our drop-down icon. Don't remember the name. Arrow, let's do as arrow down. Actually I have two of them, but I think why do we need to use another one when we can just rotate it using CSS, right? So it's already in place. Let's continue with these items. So because it has another drop down, here we're gonna put another list and include a, and here we have image and text. So we need image, it's gonna be images like that, and some text. Okay, yeah. So let's quickly finish with this. So first of all, gonna be to-do list. Here we should have to do, right? Calendar, reminders, planning. Calendar, reminders, and planning. And let's fulfill our icons. Calendar, like that. Okay, our first part is done. So we have also, I need to close this one. It appears all the time. Can I hide it? How to hide it? I don't know. Okay, like that. Should be fine. And I need to keep in mind that do not block by my image view for you. So okay, here we have first menu, then we're gonna have the second one. It's gonna be company, then no images here. So we can simply remove this one, copy this, and so it's gonna be history, our team, and block. here, and here block. And also we need another item to careers and about. It's gonna be the two last of them. Careers, quite difficult word for me. Years and about. I think it's more or less fine to go with this way. And at the end we have our buttons. So let's put here after nav and the div, call it button group, and put inside here 3 buttons. One of them, and the difference, actually it's button, but could be also a link, but I would do it as a button. I assume they will show pop-up or something. Here we're gonna have a button like that, and another one gonna be button with border. So this is register, and this is login. So we have some simple structure for our elements. Basically we're done with header, I would say, at the moment. So let's move on to our page and styles for it. So let's define the styles for whole page, right? Because it's main element for us. So we're gonna make it appears again. Keep it like that, just to be sure that it takes the whole page. And max width gonna put 1440. Max width 40 pixels, and padding, I think something like that, just for now. At the end, I'm get used like to do pixel perfect. I will do it, but I speed up things just to show you how I'm doing it. So the next element gonna be header, and we know that it's everything in one line. So we're gonna use flex here. Text flow, row, no wrap. We align our items center, and we also, do we need to put width 100? I don't think so, right? Let's see. Then let's move to nav. We're gonna copy this. Okay. See how it's gonna logo. File sidebar. Nav. And now we don't actually need to have flex. We need to make our changes in UL. Also, we need to remove basic styles from UL. So we're gonna change the list style type to none, and by default list has padding, so we move it to 0, like that. Okay, we're defining our navigation. So the next thing gonna be to make this drop down menu item. This we have our menu class here, under which we're gonna position our elements. So make it relative to show drop down at appropriate place. And we have our list of items. It's gonna be positioned absolute. top, let's make it 30 pixels. Let's see what do we have here. So it is also strange that one of them aligned by the right side and another one by the left side, but let's align them by the right side. So let's make it right 0. And also here what I wanted to do, so we have our list. Here we're gonna make let's make it flex also. Row, no row. And here we're gonna make it flow column like that. Okay, it's already better. Not super better, but at least something. Okay, then what I want to do for each drop down, maybe let's position them so we have our mobile sidebar. Let's make some changes for it also. Have it here just to split items between for now, to remove this place, and justify content space between to move login and register to the right side. But as you can see, it's not moving because our item has fixed width. So we need to make here like scroll 1, I think. Yeah, to align our element to be stretchable. Like, okay, it's already better. So let's move to this one. Here, what we're gonna do for each, we need to also define background here. It's gonna be white. Okay, it's partially visible. Also, let's add box shadow to make it more clear. 1 pixel, and let's use, I don't know, secondary color. Okay, here we're gonna use border radius pixels to adjust our corners. Also, we need to have some padding. Let's make it 15. Okay, it is better. Let's move further, and here for each item under the item, we're gonna make them without wrapping. At least we need to use white space and wrap to not move to the new line. Let's add here some margin, 10 pixels. I think would be enough for us. Yep. Also, let's, it seems more or less align it, so that's fine. Let's define base styles for our A item. We need to remove text decoration, I think. Yeah. And also let's see what about colors. So by default, they all have secondary color. So we're gonna do color here secondary. Oh, it's, yeah, secondary color. And we're gonna add transition duration some to make it smooth, and on hover we're gonna change color to primary, like that. Okay, it's better now. Then what we're gonna do for our list items, we need to remove margin from the last child. So for this we're gonna use pseudo class that we have in CSS as last child and define margin bottom as 0. As you can see, it is removing this margin because it's our last child. And what we're gonna do next? The next thing gonna be that our menu, like these items, not visible before we hover on them. So what we need to do, we're gonna use transform for this to make it with like animation. As always, I'm using the wrong one. So we're gonna use here scale y, and we put it as 0, like that. By this, we're gonna move the item itself from the top to the bottom. And let's also add some transition. Transform. Small amount. And then for our menu item, once it's hover or active, active we're gonna need it later. I will show. So for now, let's put just hover. UL, what we're gonna do here for UL, we're gonna change transform the same scale y to 1. As usual, magic not happened because top. I think it looks more or less okay. But another one thing that we need to do for our A, we need to rotate our icon. For this, we're gonna add here class menu pin. Like that, and once it's hover, gonna make menu link image transform date 180 degrees. I think it's more or less fine with our menu. Let's add some spacing, at least for logo. And here for each item, here we're gonna do like that. First 10 pixels, because we need to reset it once. Here I am gonna add margin right, I don't know, 20 pixels. Let's put it like that for now. Seems okay for me. Not sure what do you think, but for me it's fine at the moment. Okay, we have our buttons, which we need also to style at least a bit. For this we're gonna do here button. We need to set a color. I'm gonna use here primary. We don't need any background for them, so for this we put background transparent. We don't need also border. Border 0. Okay. Let's define, I think also, is it using the same font that we have? I think no. Uses like standard font. Let's copy this here. I think it's a bit less font size. We put like that. Also in terms of color on hover, we need to make it also secondary. Like that. And if our button has border, so we're gonna make border in pixel solid, and we use primary color for that. And border radius with 10 pixels. And we need some padding. Let's make it 10 and 20 pixels. It needs to have cursor pointer, I think. Seems okay. Let's adjust also here when we have our button group. For each button we're gonna put margin left 10 pixels or margin right. Let's put margin right 10 pixels, and last child also reset this to not have border. So I think we okay with our header part. Let's move to main block. It is quite small. I think we're gonna be able to make this fast. So here we can do our section. I had somewhere images. No, over here it. So desktop preview. Oops. Let's use it here. So this is gonna be our H1. I think that's gonna be fine. Then we need also, I forgot that usually you put main content of your page to the main tag, so it's gonna be better for semantic. Then we have p tag here. Put this text there. That we have button learn more. So this is gonna be our already defined classes. We have class equal to button and button border. Learn more. And we have also another list of items under which we're gonna have image. So here we're gonna have image images. We need 4 of them. One of them database, audio, and audio, meet and maker. So this one meet, this one gonna be maker. So, and also we need images, and here we have like 2 different images. So let's put one image, one we have for mobile and another we have for desktop. So here gonna be we're gonna use images, desktop, hero, and mobile we need. And this one, mobile, but this gonna be main image and mobile. This gonna be main image desktop. And on mobile we're hiding one of them. So we have something like that along these lines, I would say. So let's define styles for this part of content and finally move forward to the sidebar, I would say. So here we are. We have what we have. We have our main, and the tricky part also with it, you take a look on images. So here it looks like that on the desktop, but on mobile, let me bring it here, it looks like that. So here this on the right side, but here at the top. So we need in some way to switch them, like places. For this I'm using like grid, because I think it's easier to do with grid. Let me show you. So first of all, we're gonna define styles for our main. We're using display grid, and as because here we have columns, I'm using grid template columns, and each of them has one fraction. So as you can see, they each take some space. Also we're doing column map to have some space between them, like that. And as you can see, image quite big. We're doing main image here, 100% this, and they equal and takes even space. Also what we need to do is for main we need to drink some nasty tea. Also let me know, do you want to see my face or it's better to do without camera? How do you feel it better? It's cold tea. That's good. Also here we have this list of items, so we need to define styles for it. Also we are using flex usual, row on the graph, align items center, and here justify content, we're gonna use space between to make them. And also I'm not sure they have the same size or no. Like, quite difficult to understand. Oh, they have different size. Okay. Let's put 15. And for the last child, I'm gonna remove margin. I think it looks good. Well, I think we are ready to start working on a sidebar. For this, we're gonna need to have few things. One of them, as you can see, we have here button. Also, we have here button to open it. And here we have like overlay something. So let's add all these buttons. For this, we put our header. Here is header. We're gonna put the button to open it. Let's also reduce the width items a bit. So here we're gonna have button, just regular one. Here we put images, and it's gonna be what? Hamburger. Mobile. What's the name of button? Where is it? What's the name of it? Arrow icon menu. Yeah, this one. Yep. Okay. Then our mobile sidebar. We have few things to be done. One of them is we need to write some media. As you might know, media we need to use when we need to make screens for different resolution. And we're doing it by defining the resolution. Let me do it width, and it's gonna be 1024, I think. The mobile screen gonna be not visible. So these classes, these styles, only gonna be applied once our screen width less than this size. When the screen less than 1000, this class is gonna be applied. You can do responsive in two ways: mobile first and desktop first. We're doing it in desktop first way, but subscribe if you want to see how to do it in mobile first. We'll take the same example, but I'll redo it and do it as mobile first. So you will see. And also it's recommended on forums, on HTML5, on different websites to do mobile first if you have like vision and design for mobile. Pardon. Why you're doing in this way? Because that means that for mobile, it's gonna be less amount of things that you need to do until page loads. So I will show you in next video. The next one gonna be about mobile first, and we like take a look and compare two examples. But for now, we know that once we exceed these bits, we need to make our sidebar absolute, because it's gonna appear from the right side. We're gonna define top 0, bottom 0. Also, we need to change background to white. And as usual, there's something wrong, right? It's not reloaded or not compiled. Something going on. Stop it for a second. Start again. I don't know. Previously I had similar issue with media, but I'm not sure why it's happening. If you've seen something similar, let me know. It's not applied. That's it. Maybe it needs some time. Let's check how it is here. I don't know what is the reason for such behavior. Let's continue. So we're gonna need those buttons. Also, we're gonna need a close button to close sidebar itself. Let's call it, what's the name gonna be? For this it's gonna be visible only on mobile. Also here in navigation we need, but we can call it Google. Let's call it sidebar Google. And also we're gonna have almost the same button but here in sidebar itself to close it, and it's gonna be close menu. Yeah. Also here in media, gonna move forward. We're gonna do that mobile, our class mobile gonna be, let's put it as block, and our desktop gonna be display now, right? I'm not sure why nothing happening, like at all. Let me try to figure out what is going on. but I don't know what is going on. I'm not sure that it's because of this. I want it's stupid. I forgot to add pixels here. Of course, something like that could happen, but it's really stupid. Okay, but at least we have our navigation. So we're moving forward. For our menu, we need navigation, we need change the flow direction to column. Also, we need to do the same for this list of items, and we need to change the alignment, right? We're changing it to what? Line items to baseline, to each start one after another. Also, we have all this stuff here. What is it? We need to do the same here. What am I doing? So we need to have here also have column, right? Here. Okay. That we need to position our stuff at the on the right side. We're gonna put width 140, right minus 140 pixels, and we make it movable, like from the right side to the left side, to the middle of the left side, I would say. Bottom 0 we have, yes. Also we need to add transition here. We put right, let's make it like that, and also once our thing is active, we put right is 0, and like that. But this is gonna be moving from the left, from the right to the left. Okay, then we have our buttons. We're gonna add here also overlay. Do you remember this black background? It's gonna be our overlay. We're gonna apply styles a bit later. Right now, let's add a bit of JavaScript. I'll put it here at the bottom. So as you might know, you can add scripts as files and link them. You can add them at the bottom. It's all gonna work. It only depends on the loading. But I made them here. I'm gonna define function for sidebar window, like that. What we need to do here in document, we need to find elements, actually one element for our mobile sidebar, and it has class mobile sidebar, and then we need to do class list, and here it's possible to use toggle and toggle active class. What does it do? Toggle looks on the class list that you have for your selected element, and if it already has active, it's gonna remove it. If it doesn't have it, it's gonna add it. The logic pretty simple. And the same we're gonna do with our overlay, because overlay should appear also when we clicking on the button, right? Also, then we have this sidebar toggle, because we have two of them, one of them to close, one of them to open. We're gonna do next document query selector all. It looks for the list of items, because we have two of them, 1, 2. We need to use query selector all, and it's gonna return the list of items. And here we're gonna move one by one, and for each of them we're gonna do the same thing. So like that. For each element we're gonna add event listener, which gonna be triggered on click, and we're gonna call sidebar toggle. I don't remember if we need to use brackets here or no. Yeah, we don't need. So as you can see, it appears here, and close, we're hiding it. Okay, we have some problem with height for our page. What we can do with it, I don't know. So we have body, okay, that is fine. What is gonna be, we have a bunch of stuff. Okay, it has scroll, it's fine. So for our body we can apply the height vertical height like that. Here we have our thing. Let's come back to overlay, right? So for our overlay, we need to apply also some effects. It to appears, right? So it's gonna be absolute with index 1, and our, what is it, mobile sidebar gonna have that index 2 to be above our overlay. Then we have like this by default, and here we're gonna use transform. We're gonna translate x minus 100%, and then we're gonna use transition transform like that to have some animation. Gonna define some background, let it be black, opacity 0.5, and then we once it has an active class, we're gonna make transform slate x minus 40. Let's like that. No. I don't want to appear like that because we moved it to the right side, but we need actually to move it like that. I think this animation looks okay to me. One thing that it's not enough, that we do not close in our elements once we click on overlay. So we're gonna add here listeners, click, and we also can use sidebar. Let's see how it's gonna work. Boom, boom. So it's closing. Here it is working fine. Another step that we're gonna apply here, it's that we need to fix the behavior for this, because before it was working on hover, but we need to make this works on click, right? So for this we need to add a bit of JavaScript also. So we need to understand when we clicked on the item. For this we're gonna use similar approach, but here we're gonna be looking for menu, and once we click on it, we're gonna, what we're gonna do, I don't know. We're gonna start using our element to find I'm thinking, sorry. We don't need to do anything. No, we need. So basically what we need to do, because we can click, so we have here our sidebar, so we can click on image, we could click on features or something. For this we need to do the following, because we need to understand we clicked on this or on this item, so we need to do the next thing. So we're gonna add event listener. Here we're gonna use click. Then as callback we have here event. What we need to do with this event, we need to start searching for the event target. In target we have element on which we actually clicked. It could be image, link or something like that. We need to find closest menu and then do the same as we were doing before. Class list, Google, active. It doesn't work because we didn't apply any stats, but let's check here. It's actually working. So we have menu, active, and active. So right now we need to change a bit our styles, I think, right? Because it's not perfect at the moment. So for this, need to add some additional stuff here. So here we had our over. We need to do the same on active once it's active class. And here in all global styles, we need to adjust a bit the behavior. For navigation menu, we're gonna do the next. Once we have active class our UL, we're gonna change the position to static to not make it over. Also, we're gonna remove box shadow that we have. Do you see? It's unbelievable going on. And we need to change behavior on hovers that we have. For this, we're gonna use not active. So this change is gonna be applied only when we do not have active class on our element. So for UL, we're gonna transform scale y to 0, and also let's check. It's not applied. Why? Vacation. Okay. This seems correct, but again, why it's not visible? I know, I know. I need to know. But here you see strange animation that we don't need, I assume. Because we're moving like class too fast. I think for this we need to apply our changes that once it's active, we don't need any transition here. To have also we need here. We have some padding here, and we can remove it. And we don't have the right position things. Here We have our mobile sidebar, and we need to fix the alignment for this, right? To make it the top. Let's check what we're gonna have here. We have our mobile sidebar, and we need to align everything. Justify content, start, baseline. No, we need to use start here, like that. Justify content, start, right. And I wanted to show you one more thing, because before moving forward to pixel perfect stuff, so it's related to this one. Well, that you see, it's like two different images. That's one stuff. It's gonna change automatically because we like applied class mobile and desktop. How to change position from here to here, like before. For this, I'm gonna use, as I said before, our grid thing. So for this, we need to use something like that. So we had definition for template columns. We don't need it anymore. You see, right now we have text before and after image. But if I want to change, we have a class for main image, and I can change the position by using grid row and set up it as first. Do you see? Right now we have at the beginning an image, and after that we have actually our text. Also, I think it's quite big. I probably would use a bit smaller resolution for these changes. Media. Yeah. Yep. I think it would be fine. Stopped working. No, still working fine. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, and I want to also to show you what I'm using for pixel perfect stuff. For these, I'm using, like probably you already seen, perfect pixel here. So it's possible to select here your images, then adjust it as you need. For example, for Y we need 0, for Y, for X we also need 0, but you need to make sure that, for example, that it fits your image, because it depends on the size of the image that you have. Let's see, it's a bit bigger than I need, so we're gonna have something like that. I think it's more or less fine to do it this way. And then you just block it and do your changes, and that's it. I hope it is useful information. So I'm gonna speed up things, but I'm gonna be doing this at the same time. So if you like this part, you can watch. If no, you can skip to the end and you will see the final. Here, what we have as final result, I would say. I don't want to do pixel perfect for mobile. Oh, I forgot to do an alignment. Body. So we have page here, margin out. Like this should be. Okay, yeah. I think that's our final thing. So we actually did what we planned to do today. I hope you liked the video. If yes, leave a comment and press the like button, subscribe, do not forget. Sooner I will do more videos. As you remember, the next topic that we're gonna discuss is gonna be mobile first. We're gonna do the same stuff, but in another approach. So we're starting like from mobile screen, and then we're gonna apply changes that we needed to do for desktop. It's gonna be our next topic for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, evening, and see you soon.